All right, I've got the piano action here on the ground. We've done some muting on the piano for successfully muting the preplex and duplex scale. There's a little break in the AC right now, so I think this is our best shot to try to hear some of these symptoms. When we have audible symptoms on the piano, there's contributing factors. So it sounds like a click, but it's really a rub, a knock, and a rattle at the same time. And this is predictably similar circumstance where we've got side play on the key, so the hammer rebounds off the string with quite a bit of force, and that force goes through the whole action, and there's side play on a bunch of these keys that makes a clacking. I don't know if the microphone will pick that up. So that's one of the contributing factors. Another is the drop screw against the whippen. Let me see if I can point to that. So there's this noise. Activate it. It's hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time. How can I get that without? I need another hand. That's part of the sound. And then the one that I can do something about is looseness on the damper stop rail, which arrests the upward motion of the dampers. And that I tightened a little bit. So again, it's contributing factors. As far as muting, this is now a muted duplex scale, but we did not mute the mid-range. So this portion of the wire vibrates sympathetically as the whole soundboard moves, and during the tuning, it was definitely these two areas that were brightest, the most white noise going on. And then I also muted the preplex scale. Same thing, these portions of the wire just vibrate sympathetically. So these are really high-end pinging, and again, just muting them out. It's reversible if we don't like it, but I felt like it cleaned up the tone pretty nicely. So I am going to put the action back in. We're just treading water on these audible symptoms. It's not, if we were trying to reduce side play on the keys to get rid of the clacking, that would not be achievable during the concert series. And similarly, if we wanted to replace the hardened buckskin that's hitting the drop screw. Same thing, and these are any tiny change like that, that buckskin is indented with the drop screw. So it's been at that depth of indented buckskin for years. And if you were to put a new piece of buckskin on, you'd have to re-regulate the piano. And so this is something that this type of maintenance, here's another example of a sound that we're hearing is, these are the rollers or the knuckles of the hammer, and those are a little hardened. And so there's also a sound associated. I don't know if I can do this without, I need another hand. I can't get it. So hardened knuckles, clacking keys, and hardened buckskin for the drop screws. All of those are, in some cases, more prominent than others, but they're all contributing factors. And they're just most obvious in the high end because the wire is shorter and quieter. There's a lot more going on the longer wires to cover up the body noise of the instrument. So it's not something we're going to do anything about. You end up, if you try to replace, if we just tried to replace the buckskin, you'd end up better off replacing the whole whippen. So back to pre-regulation steps, not something we want to be fooling with.